Hello.
Good evening and welcome to the CASAA update for the week of 8/3/2015. How are you this evening, Alex? I know you were kind of busy this weekend with stuff.
Work stuff.
Yeah.
Not necessarily CASAA stuff.
Well,
But, yeah, I'm hanging in there. It's our busy season, so.
I know how that feels. Winter is busy season where I am, and it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So, what's been going on this week?
Well, I just, well, not just, but a few hours ago, I just got an email about Rockland County, New York. Is going to be, for those unfamiliar with the geography, Rockland County shares a border with New Jersey.
Okay.
And it's kind of it's a slice of pizza shaped county.
Okay.
Bordered to the south by New Jersey and the east, the Hudson River. And their county legislature will be considering a countywide indoor vaping ban. And it's kind of funny tragically funny, I guess. In the bill itself, in the findings and intent, item C is, it has been determined that carcinogenic chemicals, including formaldehyde, have been found in variable amounts in electronic cigarette aerosols, raising significant health and safety concerns. It's humorous to me how certain they are that these products are just, it's almost as if they're saying this is going to give you cancer. So, which I would say, I mean, if the levels of formaldehyde present in electronic cigarettes are your concern, then I think maybe Rockland County should be going after people's, I don't know, couches, carpets, other household products. Perhaps the health squad can knock down some doors in the middle of the night and rummage through people's cleaning products.
Well, what they should be doing is testing what we exhale, because then they can jail a lot of people for deliberately exhaling formaldehyde into the air when they're not vaping, they're not smoking, they're not using nicotine products of any kind. That might be a fun project for them.
It could be a significant revenue stream for the county.
Very true.
So, Rockland County legislators, if you're listening, just walk around with some sort of gas sampling device and just issue a bunch of fines for exhaling formaldehyde. You'll be in the black in no time. So that meeting is tomorrow at 7:05 p.m., something like that, 7 o'clock.
All right.
Tuesday, August 4th, 2015 at 7 p.m. This will be held in the Allison Paris office building in New City, not New York City, but New City, New York. And this is item, I don't know what item it is. I just started reading this as I was waiting for you to call. So that should suffice to say, Rockland County, start contacting your lawmakers. And then I feel like we've beaten Alabama into the ground here, but I believe the hearing for Alabama this special session starts tomorrow.
Yes.
And I believe this tax bill is, it's possible it's on the agenda. I'm not entirely sure, but whatever, this is happening this week.
Right.
And for those that still might need some convincing, I don't know if people actually need convincing in Alabama. Alabama's gotten pretty active behind this, but this is pretty horrible. This isn't like a small percentage wholesale tax that wholesalers and retailers can kind of absorb to some extent and not pass on the hike to consumers. This is intended to be passed on to consumers. It's 25% per, is it a per milliliter tax? I'm reading this wrong.
It's 25 cents per mil, isn't it?
25 cents per milliliter, sorry. Yes, yeah. 25 cents per milliliter on nicotine-containing liquids, which I would assume might even, it's pretty vague here, that would likely even affect DIY people. So, yeah. And of course, the other bits in here is, whenever we're talking about taxes, there's other costs that go along with taxes. So it's not just a cost being passed on to the consumer, but wholesalers and retailers also have to manage all of this, whatever, paperwork. This bill actually talks about stamps. Sometimes those are, I doubt it, sometimes those are provided by the state. Sometimes you have to buy them. At the very least, you have to buy equipment to affix the stamps on your products, which can be tens of thousands of dollars just for this machine, which is something that is beyond the reach of a retailer. So in a sense, it forces you to work with wholesalers in the state who might be able to afford that. I'm not exactly clear if that's what this bill is suggesting, but this is just to throw it out there, and everybody should keep in mind that a tax bill isn't just a tax bill. There are ancillary costs that threaten businesses and of course our access.
Yeah, that'll force businesses completely to go under. Yeah. If you have to buy that equipment to fix a tax stamp.
Yeah. So
right.
Everybody should be aware that, Alabama should be aware that our call to action is up. We also have a link to the Breathe Easier Alliance of Alabama, who have been close to this and actually helping to keep us informed. So follow them on Facebook, and take 2 minutes and send an email to lawmakers right now. That's pretty much all I've got. It looks like things are starting to move in California. I'm not entirely certain what's going on. I did get a legislative update from somebody today, and it's a very long, scary list of bills.
Oh, God.
And it just, I think pretty much it's Assembly bills and Senate bills, and it is 4 pages long. I'm not going to read every single one of these, but you can pretty much use your imagination and fill in the blanks here. California is attacking vaping from pretty much every conceivable angle, with the exception of outright prohibition.
Well, not yet. Give them time.
Yeah.
It is, after all, home of Glance the Ants, so hooray.
Yes, but it's also home to some very creative and engaged advocates. So California is, at the very least,
they're not going to go down without a fight. Do you know what I mean?
It's entertaining and inspiring to watch them work. So so kudos.
Is it my imagination, or did you send out HR 2058 again?
Last week, actually. Last week I sent out a reminder to everybody. We had an additional co-sponsor had signed on.
Nice.
Just for those keeping score, this is pretty much a partisan bill. It's 24 or 26 Republicans have signed on as co-sponsors. and in general, it doesn't really matter which party, but I think we can see which way the wind is blowing on this. If every Republican congressperson signed on as a sponsor, I think it would send a pretty profound message. So, and at the end of the day, no matter what party your representative is affiliated with, you should be talking to them. And also, that's something that I'm working on tonight, and hopefully we'll have it nailed down for tomorrow or Wednesday. The U.S. Congress is sort of on recess. That might not be the right word, but this, for the month of August, up until or just after Labor Day, all of your representatives, all of our representatives, are home in their districts, and so this is a great time for people to reach out and try to get an in-person meeting with your representative and ask them to co-sponsor HR 2058.
Yes.
So we're putting that together as we speak, actually, and it's pretty simple. You can, if you just Google who is my representative, who is my U.S. representative, you'll find that on the House of Representatives page, it's a simple tool. You just type in your zip code, and it will return who your representative is. And then you sort of, once you get to your rep's website, you do have to look around and find out, what it takes to actually set up a meeting. It's not, there really is no simple point and click way to doing this, but you're looking for a phone number, an email, some sort of contact form to try to set up a meeting.
Right. And you might not always get to meet with your Congress critter. I was actually lucky to meet with Rubio. Not that I felt lucky. And the other bastard, Nelson, before. But you mentioned the word tobacco in Florida, and they freak out because the cigar industry is huge here. And that was how I got in. I'm not stupid. I do know what I'm doing. And that's how I got in to see them. And that was the only way I got in to see them. I think otherwise I would have been stuck speaking to one of their representatives, Yeah.
A staffer is probably your most likely person you're going to meet. But, they're there to listen to you and take your message back to their boss. So it's not a wasted opportunity, and it's well time.
It's important to keep channels open with these people, and most people very rarely take the time to do it. So it's they make you jump through hoops. The more hoops you're willing to jump through, the more serious you are about your issue. And I think one visit, I wish I really knew what that represented. I wish someone would actually tell us, because I know they tell us a snail mail letter equals like 100 calls or 300 emails. I wish someone would tell us what one constituent jumping through all those hoops, how many people that equals, because that would be really fascinating to me to know that number. So that would be really interesting.
I think I just came up with the back of the envelope number and said that, one visit equals thousands of emails and probably tens of thousands of signatures, probably hundreds of thousands of signatures on a petition. Yeah. So it is very valuable, even if you're getting that secondhand exposure to your congressperson through their staff. It's still very important. So in this order, go register to vote, and then research who your representatives are, and reach out and make contact with them and try to set up a meeting. You've got the month of August to do it. So it's,
there is no time like the present.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. And while they're home, doing the things they do at home, which a lot of times involves, they run like legal clinics and stuff for people who have problems getting like disability benefits or Army benefits. They do a lot of that stuff. A lot of the actual stuff you wouldn't think they do. That's what they're doing now. So it's stuff that really is supposed to matter to people in the home district. If it matters to you, you should make the time to reach out. Do it now.
See if you can invite them out to a vape shop.
Yeah, one you've been in before.
Yeah. One that you've vetted, preferably. Yes. No, I remember seeing a lot of the Smoke Without Fire folks in the UK actually inviting the MEPs to some of the vape shops there, and that was actually a pretty powerful video. And those are golden opportunities. So hopefully we can get some people out.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and speaking of that, when you were saying last week how important it is for testimonials, put your testimonial up on the CASAA website if vaping or using snus or snuff or another tobacco harm reduction method has helped you cut down or stop smoking or whatever, because those stories really do matter. Your personal stories are probably your biggest selling point. They're like digital currency. And the more of those we have, the more powerful and persuasive methods we have to talk to these people, because what they really understand is numbers. The amount of people it takes to vote to get them in and to allow them to continue to keep a very well-paying job. That is what they understand most of all. It's a numbers game to politicians, and we need to play to our strengths. And there are hundreds of thousands of us.
Millions.
Not millions. So we can increase those numbers and make things easier for people who are actually going to meet with their legislators face to face. They can take all that stuff with them. It's how we support each other, even if we're not all doing the same thing. Know what I mean?
Well said.
Yeah. So is that it for this week, Alex, you think?
That's it. I'm going to enjoy the brief update. I'm sure that Julie will enjoy it as well.
Oh, yeah. She'll like this. Thank you for everything you do. And thank you for listening to this update. If you've listened to it, thank you for watching it on YouTube. If you've watched it on YouTube, if you've not already become a CASAA member, please join us at CASAA.org. It's free and easy for you. And like I said, this is a numbers game. What politicians understand are numbers. The more we increase our numbers, the more powerful our voice is to help you, to help yourself. And we are CASAA.org. The website, you can find the testimonial site from there. We are CASAA Media on Twitter, YouTube, Google+, just about anywhere, and Instagram. So come check us out and come join us on the official CASAA Facebook page or the We Are CASAA Facebook group. We would love to talk to you. Thank you for supporting us. Have a good night, and we'll see you next week. Thank you, Alex, for everything you do.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Good night.
Good night.